Hi everyone. So as a part of our Liquibase tutorial series, so far we have learned how to install Liquibase and we were able to create some objects like tables, views and index on Postgres, right, using Liquibase. We were also able to add constants on tables, right, like primary key and foreign key. Now in this lecture we will learn about loading the data from CSV to the tables. Okay, so without wasting time, let's start. So let me go into the documentation page for Liquibase, right? So you have to go and change types, right? So in change type, we have seen entities, right? Creating tables, views, index, etc. We have also seen constants, right? Now we are going to see data. Okay, so just click on data. So data, we have options like add lookup table, delete, insert, load data, load update data, merge column, and update. So we'll first explore about the load data, right? So for load data, loads data from a CSV file into the existing table. Okay, so your table should already be created. Then you create a CSV file, and this load data change set will load data from that CSV to the table, right? So let's check the example change set. So we have XML example here, right? So we have the change set, right? For change set we have to give a few detail, so we can use this load data command and we have to give some details, right? We also need to mention some columns. Okay, so we'll see in detail. Let's see our sample Postgres Liquibase folder. Okay, so this is our Postgres Liquibase folder, right? In that, let's go in src main Java operations changelog, right? So in changelog, I have added a new folder called data load. Okay, for loading data into from CSV to tables. Okay, and in the last release, we have already created employee and department table as a part of release 1.0 1.0. Okay, now we are calling this data load folder in master changelog. Okay, so let me show you. So you can see the release 1 and release 1.0 1.0 both release has been called, and then I'm calling the data load changelog dot data load dot master dot xml. Okay, so data load is our folder, and inside that there is changelog that data load dot master dot xml. This one I'm calling. Okay, so this is the data load folder which I'm calling in master. So in data load we have one master, right, which is calling this department XML change set and employee XML change set to load the data, right? So let's check one by one. So let me show you the master. So in master I'm calling this the data load XML file for department and employee, right? And let's check the department XML change set. So this is the department XML change set, right? Where we have change set, author name, and ID is load data department, and version I am keeping 1.0 1.0. Then you have to give some mandatory parameter, which is file name, the file from which you want to load the data. So that is in data folder department.csv, right? So in data folder I have kept both CSV department employee. Okay, so that one I'm calling in here, right? So I'm giving the path of file department, and relative to changelog file will always be true. Schema name would be public and table name would be department. In department I want to load, right? And I'm mentioning all the columns in the file, right? So department ID, department name, and department head, these three fields I want to load, right? So let's check the department data. So this is department.csv. It has three column: department ID, department name, and department head. And where we have three departments. Okay, three departments data 10, 20, and 30. Right. So we have three department, and this is the primary table. And then we have a employee CSV. Right. So in that we have four column: employee ID, department ID is foreign key, employee name, and employee role. And we have six employees, right? So two employee for each department, right? So we have six employees. So that is about employee.csv, right? So in the change log, in data load, right? So we have department XML and we also have employee XML. Let's check that. So in employee XML, you can see the author name is there, load data EMP 1.0 1.0, then the path of the file EMP CSV, and similarly schema name, table name relative to changelog file is true, table name is EMP, and all the four columns we are trying to load. Okay, so we are using load data, which we are taking from here. The basic the sample chain set we are taking from here. It has also some extra extra tags which are optional. We don't want to use that, so I have just taken all the mandatory ones. Okay, like the file name relative to changelog file, schema name, table name, right? In your CSV, if there is some separator is different than comma, right? So you can use this separator one, right? So these are the these are the attributes for the load data. Okay, so our load data, EMP is ready, right? Similarly, our load data department is ready. We have seen department CSV, employee CSV, right? We are calling this department and employee XML in our master data load dot master department dot emp. We are calling in this uh, data load dot master XML, right? And this data load dot master XML we are calling in the outer one master dot changelog XML, right? So here we are calling. So hierarchically we are calling it, right? So I think everything is ready, right? So let's check our tables first. So go in, server. So right now we have four database. So we are going to use employee database. In employee database, we had created in public schema, we had created two table, employee and department, right? So we'll check the data and we are going to load data in these two tables. Okay, so let me just do a quick query on these two tables. Select select star from our department, right? So this is our first table which is having department ID as primary key, and select star from EMP. Okay, so this is our EMP table which has EMP ID as primary key and department ID as foreign key, right? So these are the table, these are the two tables. Okay, so now we want to load the data, right? So all our Liquibase no chain sets are ready. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire our command. So go in PowerShell. Okay, Windows PowerShell, and you have to first cd into path, right? So let me enlarge it little bit. So first thing is you have to cd to your change log path, right? So let me just do cd and then fire your Liquibase command. So our Liquibase command is same. We are using employee database, right? And we have username postgres, password local, right? Changelog file is master changelog.xml, the outer one, the outer master XML, right? Driver is there, right? JDBC postgresql JDBC driver is there, right? And log level info update. Just to enter. So you can see there are two runs, right? So for each data load, there are two runs, and previous runs are eight, right? So previously we had already eight runs as a part of previous deployments. These two runs are the new no deployment. So total 10 we should have. Check our database change log table. So select star from database change log, right? So let's check that. So we can see we have 11 rows right now. Okay, so we have create department table, right? So these eight rows already we had, right? So we had employee table created, department view created, employee view created, then we had added primary key, right? We had added foreign key, we had added index, right? And these two are new, load data department and load EMP. Okay, so these two are new, right? So using this, so our data should already be get loaded. Let's check our data. So let's check our department data. So see, department data got loaded. Let's check our employee data. So employee data also got loaded, right? Now I want to show you, like, I mean, if you use this load data, right? If you use this load data tag, right? So if you want to run it again, right? So load data, simply loads data into the table. Okay. So if you will run it again, since already this department CSV table is loaded, the data is loaded, so it will throw a primary key error, right? So if I go and in department XML, I'll increment the change set and I'll try to run it again, so it will throw an error, right? So we have another method called a load update tag. Okay, so in load update tag, it works like a merge, right? So you have to give some keys on which it will do the merge, right? So if there is no new data, so it will just do update, right? And if there is any new data, then it will do insert. Okay, so if there is old keys, so it will just update rest field like a simple merge, and if there is a new key, it will do the insert. Okay, so let's check that load update command. So I will also show you in the doc page. So this was load data, right? This one, we have one load update data. So let's check that. So loads or updates data from a CSV file into existing table, differs from load data by issuing a SQL batch that checks for the existence of record, right? If found, the record is updated, else record is inserted, right? So it works like a merge, right? So let's check that. So before that, let me just truncate our these two employee and department table. So let me just truncate this data, truncate cascade. Yes, employee table also, truncate cascade. Yes. Okay. So let me just refresh it. Let's check our data again. Department and employee. Okay, so there is no data. Now we are going to add, instead of load data, we are going to add a load update change set. Okay, so I have already prepared. I'll just paste that for you. So this one is for department, and we are going to put it in department. I'll also show you what are the differences. So let me just paste it here, and then I'll compare it with no load data. So this is load update, right? So instead of load data, you put it here load update. You are giving file name, that is common. You are giving, after file name, we are giving primary key. Okay, so the key on which that merge will happen, right? It will check if the key exists or not, right? So you always have to give a key in load update, right? So in this department, I'm giving department ID, and then relative change log file is true, schema name true, table name true, everything is same. Okay, so just here load update and primary key you have to give, right? And yeah, so I'm also updating the our change set as load update department, and I'm giving version as this one. So let's keep this version as 1.1 if there is any change set already deployed. So let's keep it 1.1. Okay, so this is the version I want to do load update on department. Okay, similarly, let me save it. Okay, similarly, we'll paste for employee as well. Okay, so for employee also, I have already prepared. Let me just copy and paste it here. Okay, so it is also same, right? So let's keep as 1.1 version. Okay, so file name, primary key we have given as employee ID and department ID. So I'm giving two columns here, employee ID and department ID as a key. Okay, on which the check will happen if that record exists or not. Right, if that record exists, then it will do the update for the rest of the field. That means employee name and role can be updated based on employee ID and department ID, right? And if that keys does not exist, employee and department ID, it will insert. Okay, so load update will check. Okay, so load update is ready, right? So first let's load our original data, right? So this is our original data, department CSV and employee CSV. So let's load that. So let me just run it. So I have fired Liquibase command. So you see there are two runs, right? So we have total now 8, right? So let's check the data in department table. So data got loaded using load update, right? In employee also data got loaded, right? So our database change log also we can check, right? So 1.1 we have given. So these are the two change set, right? Load update data department, load update data EMP. So these two change sets are there, which has loaded data for department and employee. Now I want to show you how it works as a merge. Okay, so in department, what I'm doing for department dev, that is department number 30, and I'm updating the department head. So let's check the department head as Naga. Okay, so from Ankit, I'm updating department head as Mr. Naga, right? He will be the department head, and let me just save that. Okay, so I'm just updating the department head, right? Department ID is same 30. Okay, and then in employee also, Swati, you can see which has employee ID as 6 was a junior developer. So let's make her a senior developer. Let's promote her. Okay, so now she is a senior developer, right? Let's save that data. Okay, so there are two changes. One in department, we have updated the department head as Mr. Naga for department number 30, and in employee for employee number 6, that is Swati, we are making her a senior developer. So we can just go ahead, and in deployment, let's me increment the change set so that it is unique, right? So this is for the department, right? Let me save it, and this is for employee. Let's increment for employee also so that this change set run again, right? So if you have to run again same change set, so you have to increment the version, right? That's why we have this for numbers in the version, right? So yeah, now let's run that. Let's fire the command for Liquibase update, and let's see what happens. Okay, so run is 2, right? 2 runs done. Let's check our data first. So in department, we had updated the department head. So you can see for department number 30, see department head is now Mr. Naga, right? So department head was updated, right? Using load update, right? Similarly, let's check the employee table. So in employee table, you can see Swati, which has employee ID 6, has become senior developer, right? That means record got updated, right? Now let's check our database change log. So in database change log, we can see these two are the 1.0, 1.2 that has been run, right? And it has done the work which is expected, right? So now I hope you understand the difference between load data and load update data, right? So try to use load update data in most of the cases because it will allow you to update the existing rows as well as you can insert new rows also, right? So I can go ahead and add new department, right? So it will insert that department, right? So I think that was the thing I want to demo you that about the Liquibase update. Okay. So yeah, in the next lecture, I will learn more cool features about the Liquibase. If you guys like this video, yeah, please subscribe my channel. Yeah, thank you guys.